Hello there, this is Ron LeGrand, and welcome to this presentation about how you can grow your real estate business to produce a six-figure income the first year, and you can do it easier than you think by not making all the mistakes of most beginners or even seasoned investors. So, you want to be a real estate investor and buy and sell houses without using your money or credit. You've been told you can make a lot of money and you have friends who are buying and selling houses, so why not you? Perhaps you're already a real estate investor, but still waiting for the money part. It ain't like they said in the seminars. What am I doing wrong? Is this a good time to be in real estate? These are questions we hear frequently. The truth. I've bought over 2,000 houses in the last 30 years, and I've never seen a better time to be in real estate than right now. America's on sale, and good deals are everywhere. The problem. Buying and selling houses properly is easy to learn if you're listening to a qualified teacher, but who will teach you how to run a business? 7 out of 10 business startups fail within the first 2 years, and only 1 out of 10 make it to the first 5 years. The two biggest reasons businesses fail are 1, not enough income, or 2, too much outgo. Well, I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is real estate investors have very little outgo like most businesses, so they can focus on the income. Starting and operating a real estate business has little risk, if any, if we don't write big checks, we don't guarantee debt, and we don't make promises we can't keep. The bad news is there are still critical business processes and practices that must be learned and implemented, or even the simplest businesses will fail. You can learn these critical business practices from only one of two places. 1, from a qualified teacher, or 2, from the School of Hard Knocks. Now, of course, most choose the latter and pay a horrible price in lost income, expenses too high, heavy mistakes, ruined relationships, and even deteriorated health. If you would prefer the easy and less expensive method, I have a solution. It's called Ron LeGrand's Business Management Bootcamp, and I teach it personally. Here's a partial list of what I'll cover in our 3-day adventure together. 1, hiring, firing, outsourcing, and delegating. Whether you intend to have employees or job out everything, you must learn to find good people and keep them. This is a big weakness according to a lot of my students, and I intend to fix it once and for all. I'll have a lot of help teaching this one from some of our high-performing grads who are returning to the class and are willing to share their experiences. We get to pick their brains as well as mine, and you'll see how they're running their businesses and how I want you to run yours on autopilot that doesn't require your presence to exist. I've gained so much insight into this subject in the last few years, I could teach a whole week on it alone. It truly is a critical issue in growing any business, regardless of whether it's home-based or not. You can't grow alone for long. The faster you get other people doing the things you shouldn't be doing, which is almost everything you do, the more money you'll make with the least amount of effort. I've got folks with highly successful mom-and-pop operations, but I can't think of one where they do every little task themselves. You should know by now, the less you do, the more you make, yet most people have a hard time with this concept. I'm taking some time to give it the special attention it deserves. You'll get my input as well as that of my superstars and yours. All our topics will have audience participation, and we'll be there to fix your problems and deal with your issues. Number 2 is home versus office. I hear this a lot. Is it better to work from home or get an outside office? At what point should I move out of my home? I hear these questions everywhere I go and almost every event I do. You'll have the answers before you leave from the qualified panel of experts led by yours truly. When, if ever, should I transfer my office out of my house? How do I go about setting up an office? How can I control overhead? What should it cost, and what am I spending? These questions and many others will be answered by those who've been through it and not guessed at it, but in fact you'll hear from some who started at home, then got an office outside the home, only to shut down that office and go back into their home. You'll hear from others who would never operate out of their home again. They've made a ton of money from an outside office environment and wouldn't change it. Actually, I'm one of those. But this isn't about what's best for me. It's about all of your needs and how you want to run your life. So we'll explore all the evidence, and you get to preside on the bench, Your Honor. There's nowhere on earth you can get this kind of inside information except at this class. It's truly a one-of-a-kind experience. Number 3, individual versus company. Have you asked yourself whether you're better off as operating as a company or as an individual on a personal level? This is another debate we'll deal with as a group and put this question to rest once and for all. It's an important question and deserves some attention from the pros, and attention is what it'll get. You'll see some diversity on this issue. It's one I struggled with for a while, so I have a lot of insight to share with you. Do I use my name or do I use a company name in my business? Number 4, working with your spouse and keeping the peace. Now, this is a subject I get a lot of comments about, and frankly, I don't work with my wife Beverly, so I'm not really qualified on this one, and that's why I'm rounding out this panel and soliciting the help of members in the class as couples to address it thoroughly. Now, even though she doesn't work with my business, Bev is still my greatest support. So whether you're working with your mate or not, you live together, so you need to grow together, and you'll need harmony and an understanding of each other's needs and wants. If you're working the business as a team, it's even more important for you to both have a defined purpose and goals and recognize your time is valuable. As you begin to understand this, you'll begin to recognize the most valuable time you have is the time you set aside together to enjoy the fruits of your labor and to celebrate the milestones of your life and business. This could be a life-changing session if this is a problem area for you and your spouse. By all means, get your spouse to this class. Let him or her understand others share the same anxieties and learn what to do to get your life filled with excitement and fun again. This is a great business to share with our family so we can grow together as a team. It'll support you now and provide retirement when you're ready. When you're working together, every day is a pleasure. Number 5 is maintaining focus. The biggest killer to any business is trying to do too much and be all things to all people. Focus is a subject we'll need a lot of practice on. I can tell you most assuredly my net worth went up 20 times when I finally figured this out. On almost a daily basis, we all have opportunities to get us off track and do unproductive things. We'll work on maintaining our focus and raising our expectations, and whatever you're making now, it's only a fraction of what you can and will be making soon. This isn't hype, it's reality. Do the right things and watch your lifestyle change almost overnight. Do the same thing day in and day out and keep watching your trained competitors' lifestyles change. It's a simple choice. I'll personally take on the project of helping you dump the junk you're doing daily to free you up to make intelligent decisions and begin making large sums of money this year. We'll spend time solving problems as a group, and on a one-on-one basis. You'll be given a questionnaire to complete, and in it you'll be asked to answer some pointed and personal questions. One of 2 things will happen. Either we'll share your problems with the class for open discussion, with your permission of course, or we'll sit with you in a one-on-one session for personal discussion. My staff will be there to help render quality time as well as myself and the panel. We can help you revolutionize your business by making marginal or even major changes in the way you do business. Number 6 is problem solving. There's no problem in business that can't be solved, but sometimes the tough ones keep us from progressing and stifle our creative abilities. Solving problems is a step-by-step process anyone can master, and we'll be doing it throughout the class. In fact, that's really what the whole event is about. A lot of it has to do with the ability or inability to make decisions and take action, which seems to be a huge factor with a lot of folks. Learn to manage to win instead of managing not to lose. This will also include risk management and loss prevention without sacrificing progress. I truly expect this one session to be worth the entire trip. And number 7 is cash flow management. It's the biggest business killer I know. As a real estate business owner, you never really know when you're going to get your next check or another check, and your income is sporadic, and the days of getting a weekly paycheck are gone. Oh, sure, you can pay yourself a weekly paycheck from your corporation, assuming the money's there to cover it, and all the other payables, of course. The problem is making sure your low cash flow periods don't put you out of business, and that's where I come in. Cash flow management is by far the number 1 problem in most businesses. It sure rises to the top with my students, as it did with me in my first 10 years in businesses, and frankly even today, It's a constant, ongoing concern. Most people don't know what they have to bring in each month just to break even, much less make a profit. Many spend money that's already spent, or worse yet, borrow money to pay bills. Some decide how much they're making by how much is in the bank account. Others have no idea how to forecast payables and budget expenses. Their business is run from day to day, deal to deal. So if this is you, you must stop this insanity or you won't be in business very long. And number 8 is time management. It's one of my favorite sessions of the event. You'll learn how to integrate proven time management techniques into your daily processes, make informed decisions about what you do and when, and apply a structured whole-brain process to shape your current and future commitments, proactively schedule tasks, construct weekly plans and daily to-do lists, and adopt strategies and techniques to handle procrastination and interruptions, as well as develop a personal action plan to reap the most benefits from your efforts. The productivity of individuals and organizations hinges greatly on their ability to manage their time efficiently. Harnessing this critical resource increases both employee output and organizational competitiveness. In this session, you'll gain the practical skills to develop and implement a framework for successful time management. You adopt proven tools and techniques to make day-to-day choices about managing your time and achieving your goals. Now, unfortunately, they don't teach us how to run a business and manage cash flow in school, at least not in any of the schools I've attended. So you're on your own to figure it out or perish. Fortunately, there's an event that teaches it to real estate entrepreneurs. It's called the Business Management Boot Camp, and there's no other place on earth you can obtain this information designed for real estate investors at a single event, and I teach it all personally. And my friend, I got to tell you that time management is the difference between success and failure. It is the difference between keeping your promises and not keeping them. So I want to teach you how to not only manage your time correctly, but put yourself in a position to where you can keep your promises by not having to remember anything. I'm going to teach you the use of the planner. I'll show you how I use it effectively every day, both in a book form and an electronic form. But the lessons you will learn in this one session alone are worth your entire trip here and will probably change the way that you keep your promises and hold others accountable in the future. Now, number 9 is asset protection and entity structuring. I prepared a special session to discuss buyers versus flippers, entities, why you need them, which ones need bank accounts, and tax returns, and how to hold titles correctly and protect yourself from predators and creditors, and LLCs versus corporations, and I usually have a few Canadians in the room, so I won't forget you folks either. This is one of my most requested sessions of business management. It's a subject that I hear a lot about, so I'm going to spend adequate time on it to make sure that when you leave, you have the basic training you need to go out here and perform your business functions using the proper entities, at least enough to get you started until we can put you in front of some qualified folks to learn it in more detail when you feel the need. Now, you'll also see how to reduce your taxes and pass on your estate to your heirs with less or no estate tax. When I die, my children are going to be shocked, and I promise you they're not going to get spoiled. And how I'm set up to pass my assets down to my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren, and a couple of things we can do along the way to lessen the tax burden as well. Also, how I ensure they're drug-free before they get a dime. You'll like this one. It's an idea that came to me that is now part of our estate planning. Our plan, and I'm assuming, of course, that Beverly doesn't spend all of their assets before they even get down to them. I'll even cover what you can and can't do in your IRA and RRSP if you're Canadian, and why they're so important to your retirement and your peace of mind. This one very important session alone, I promise you, is worth your trip. And number 10, and finally, is systemization and automation. A business management event did not take place without this very special session. Now, here's where we spend time on the critical things you must get in place to free up your time so you can work on your business instead of in it, and break free from all the minutia traps. My goal is to get you to a strong 6 or 7 figure income you can count on that doesn't require more than a few hours a week to maintain. This will free you for other opportunities that come along, and you can do many of the things that most people can't take time for because they're so busy making a living that they don't ever take time to make any real money. So come spend 3 days with me and give yourself a few months to get automated, and you'll never let yourself get trapped again by any business, especially a real estate business. I'm going to do a special bonus session as well. This was by popular demand, and it's called How to Handle Financial Crisis and What to Do if you're over leveraged in real estate and your empire seems to be caving in on you. My hard-learned lessons over the past 3 years will be of immense value to you, and my hope is that you draw inspiration and inner strength from my story, and it helps you avoid future multi-million-dollar seminars that I've taken for you. You'll see how to turn adversity into opportunity and why some of the best things in life come when you're buried under an avalanche. You'll meet my executive assistant and my COO and get a chance to quiz them on what it's like to work with me and other inside information that only will be disclosed in this event. Now, we're only going to do this event twice this year, so if you miss it, there will be a long wait for the next one, and that'll be costly wait. One single idea that clears up a nagging problem or opens a new door to extra cash flow could easily pay for this event 10 times over. Now, you know me well enough to know that the 3 days in this special class will generate a whole lot more than just one special idea. You can also bring your spouse, your significant other, your parent, child, or someone that's in your business at no extra charge. And if you want to bring more than one, just ask us when you register. There'll be a small charge, but you'll find it tolerable. And you can participate in the exercises and take an active role throughout the entire event, and so can all of your guests. There's no better way to learn than by participating, and I promise you, this is a class where you will be part of the process and not just sitting in the room trying to have data dumped on you and absorb it. Best way I know is to make you practice and implement as we go. Now, this boot camp is only for people who are serious about improving their business, people who are committed to making a lot of money and are building a long-lasting venture, people creating a solid foundation combined with prudent business practices. And frankly, it'd be foolish to miss this event if you're serious. It just makes good business sense, even if you run a part-time business from your home. And don't forget, this is also tax deductible. That means that our good old Uncle Sam will pay for about a third of our travel and tuition, so why not take advantage of it? Okay, well, I've made my case, so if this sounds like something that you want to be a part of, you have 2 ways to register. You can either call 800-567-6128 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and let our customer service staff discuss with you a very, very special pricing opportunity we have for you right now on a limited time. And some financing that we've never done before. We're literally letting you creating your own financing plan. So call 800-567-6128, or you can go right here and register right online while you're here, and you'll also see the options are available to you and how we're really bending over backwards to make it easy for you to get into this event. So get registered right now. We probably will be full. We usually are in this special one-of-a-kind event that I teach 100% personally, and I can promise you I'm extremely qualified to help you run a real estate business and manage your affairs correctly and not make a big mess. I've had a lot of people tell me that after coming to this event, they realized that if they had not have come, that their business probably would not have survived and they would have been bankrupt in just a few months and didn't even know it. So I certainly don't want that to happen to you. We're going to work this as a team. Come spend 3 days with me. I promise you'll be glad you did. Register now while you can.